Okay, what is chemical formula? Each element has its own chemical symbol. Each element has its own chemical formula. A formula tells us how two important things about a compound. It tells us what elements the compound is made of. It also tells us how many atoms of each element are in a molecule or formula unit of a compound. The formula for table salt is NaCl. Na is a symbol for sodium. Cl is a symbol for chlorine. One formula unit of NaCl has a total of 2 atoms. One of the atoms is sodium and the other is chlorine. Sometimes the symbol has a small number written next to it. This number tells us the number of atoms there are of that element. The formula for water is H2O. H is the symbol for hydrogen. O is the symbol for oxygen. H2 means 2 atoms of hydrogen. O means 1 atom of oxygen. One molecule of H2O then has a total of 3 atoms. 2 of the atoms are hydrogen, 1 atom is oxygen. The formula for a compound is always the same. A change in the formula means that a new substance was formed. It is helpful to learn to recognize some chemical symbols. However, if you see one you do not know, you can always look it up in a dictionary, encyclopedia, or a chemistry book, or your periodic table. Some common compounds. Formula, HgO. Mercury 2 oxide. Elements are mercury and oxygen. Number of atoms in each element, 1 atom of mercury, Hg, 1 atom of oxygen, O. Total number of atoms in one formula unit, 2 atoms total. Formula, KCl. Name, potassium chloride. Elements are potassium and chlorine. Number of atoms in each element, 1 atom of potassium, 1 atom of chlorine. Total number of atoms in one formula unit, 2 atoms total. Formula, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, more commonly known as Li. Elements are sodium, oxygen, and hydrogen. Number of atoms in each element, 1 atom of sodium, 1 atom of oxygen, 1 atom of hydrogen. Total number of atoms in one formula unit, 3 atoms total. More common compounds. Formula, Fe2O3, name, iron oxide, rust. Elements, iron, Fe, oxygen, O. Number of atoms in each element, 2 atoms of iron, 3 atoms of oxygen. Total number of atoms in one formula unit, 5 atoms total. Formula, H2SO4, name, sulfuric acid. Elements, hydrogen, sulfur, and oxygen. Number of atoms in each element, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur, 4 atoms of oxygen. Total number of atoms in one formula unit, 7 atoms total. Formula, NaHCO3, sodium hydroxide carbonate, or more commonly known as baking soda. Elements are sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Number of atoms in each element, 1 atom of sodium, 1 atom of hydrogen, 1 atom of carbon, 3 atoms of oxygen. Total number of atoms in one formula unit, 6 atoms total. Here you have a completing the sentence section. You're going to choose the choice of words and write it in the blank. Go back to your reading. The formula for starch is C6H10O5. This stands for 1 molecule of starch. Answer these questions about the starch molecule. You have to refer back to the formula to answer these questions. Then we have matching. Again, refer back to your reading and the examples. And then on the completing the chart, we're just going to fill in the missing information. The first one has been done for you, so I'm going to walk you through the example. We're given a formula of MgO. The name is magnesium oxide. By looking at the formula and the periodic table, I can tell there are 2 elements, and the names are magnesium and oxygen. By looking at the periodic table, I can tell there's 1 of each for a grand total of 2. If you see the subscripts, like number 4, that 2 tells you there's 2 hydrogen, the 3 tells you there's 3 oxygen, and there's only 1 carbon because there's no subscript. So complete the chart.